Hi, good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name's Lay. You could also call me Leilani. Today's actually day 2 of the Backlist Readathon book. Backlist Readathon? Backlist book readathon? Whatever the title is. There are 6 challenges and I'm going to go through the books I'm reading for them. So we have the shortest book. I have Dear Animal by M.K. Chavez. It's only like 94 pages. It's a poetry book. I'm also doing this as my diverse read, but I also am going to finish up the last lecture that was in my first reading vlog, because I have the audiobook for it now, so I don't have to physically read this. So those are 2 challenges that are knocked out. My most intimidating one would be Dirty Little Secrets, because the author is actually from like my hometown, I think, or at least near my hometown. I think she's from San Leandro. So this one's most intimidating because I want to make sure I support those from the Bay Area. Also this one, I think this one's from Oakland, this one's from San Leandro. So these ones intimidate me more. My recommended book is Boy Toy. I actually don't know what this book is about. But yeah, and then blue on the cover would be Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac. I don't know if you can see it, but the little title is blue. So I've actually started this book. I am this far into it. I'm listening to the audiobook right now, and so far it's just an average read. I don't know what I was expecting, but it's not what I'm listening to. So I'm almost done with this one. I could finish it by today. I actually got into some of these already. This far into it. I've actually DNF'd this book, so I haven't finished this book. I've attempted to read this book many times, so I put it in my DNF section, but I want to attempt to read it again, and I think this is going to be the last time I attempt to read it. And then for this book, I'm this much into it. So on the audiobook it says I have 3 hours left, so I could probably finish these 2 today. Oh, and then I also have one that you're most excited for. I actually have Daisy Jones and the Six. I'll put a cover here. Sorry, my throat is going out. It's 6 in the morning, and yeah, that's what happens when you wake up. I have Daisy Jones and the Six, and I'm excited for that because it's on audiobook, so I get to hear the cast and everything. I started it. I think I'm in an hour into it, and I'm actually enjoying it. So those are the 6 books. I feel like these books, I know for a fact these 3 books have been on my shelf for maybe 5 years now. It was on my Goodreads want to read shelf since 2015. This one's probably been on my shelf for like 2 years, and this one's probably been on my shelf for like 2 years. Daisy Jones has been on my shelf since everybody started talking about it on BookTube. But yeah, so these are the books I'm currently reading. Oh, talk to you when I have an update. Quick update, it is now Saturday morning, I think like 7 a.m. I'm gonna tell you the books that I've read and what I'm currently reading. So I completed Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac. I gave this book like a 2.5 star. It's about a teenager named Naomi who has fallen down the stairs and she gets amnesia, and we follow her life while she's trying to get her memory back, or like trying to go through school normally. What I didn't like about this book is the main character, because I felt like she was really stubborn and selfish, and she didn't care for anybody other than herself. I did like that usually in like books, like a character only goes through like instant love phase, and you could tell like she had an instant love phase because she always like fell in love with people, other people that were in her life. So she actually goes through 3 different phases of relationships. So one of them is with Ace, who was her boyfriend before the accident, and then she gets with another character. I don't want to spoil it, but there's 3 relationships and they're all different. She also handles relationships between her parents, that one she doesn't talk to, which is her mom, and then her dad as well, and she's trying to understand her place in life basically. But all in all, I didn't really care for it, and it was a 2.5 star. Book I did care for was The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. I talked about this in the first reading vlog that I've ever done back in January, and Randy had cancer, so he decided to do a last lecture to a college for his kids, so when they grow up they could see who their dad was and get advice from him. So throughout this book he's talking about his life, like when he was younger growing up, and then how he met his wife, and then he gets into advice, but like advice in general for anyone to follow, and then like the last few chapters are like strictly for his kids. And I rated this a 4 star because I ended up crying. But yeah, I really like this book, so I think you should go check it out. I listened to it on audio and it was actually pretty good. Currently reading Dirty Little Secrets. I am on page 20, so it's not that far into it. And then for an audio-book I'm currently listening to, I'll put the cover right here, Daisy Jones and the Six. And I think I'm 3 hours in. But later on today I'm going to be cleaning the house, and I could probably finish the audiobook today. My sister's about to come pick me up for breakfast, so what I'm going to do is read the physical copy of this book until she comes, and then later on for the rest of the day I'll listen to Daisy Jones and the Six. So I'm hoping I can finish one of these books by today. So I'll give you an update later. Bye. Hi, so good morning. It's Tuesday. The Backlist Readathon is over. It ended on Sunday. And this is my last update because I didn't give you another one the last time we talked. I did not finish Dirty Little Secrets, but I did read to page 35, and I'm actually interested in finishing this book. So the premise of the book is this teenage girl, she is a junior in high school, I think. Her mother is a hoarder, so her house is filled with unnecessary items, including trash that her mom won't throw away, and it's just like stocking up all the rooms, the kitchen, the kitchen, the bathroom, and all this other stuff. So none of her friends know, and the only people who know at their new location, because they have moved around, the new location is like her siblings and then her mom, right? So it doesn't say it in the description, but I think what makes this book interesting, because I'm only on chapter 3, so I don't think it's a spoiler, is that she comes home one day, she does her regular routine, and then the next day she gets up getting ready to go hang out with her friends again, and she wakes up and she finds out that her mom's dead. And she's contemplating right now if she is going to call the cops and let them know, like, hey, my mom's dead. But right now she's kind of terrified of like having the whole world know like her family's secret. So I don't know if she's gonna call the cops or not. A book that I did finish, I'll put the cover here again. It's Daisy Jones and the Six, and I gave it a 5-star because wow. So I listened to the audiobook, and it's in interview format, a whole cast for it. And how would I describe it? So it's Daisy Jones. It's in everyone's perspective. So there's Daisy Jones and how she came up in the beginning of her life. So like how her parents were, how she came up in like the music industry because she's a singer/songwriter. And then you have the band called The Six, and it talks about each of the bandmates and then how they started getting into music, how they formed as a band. And then later on in the book, like in the maybe a few hours in, we get to hear stories about how Daisy Jones and the Six created one album together, and it's so good. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, so I feel like that's the main point. And then when you get to the last section and you figure out, I don't want to say a plot twist, but the little twist, I kind of cried because I wasn't ready. And I just think everybody minus Eddie, who's, I forgot what instrument he plays, the bass, maybe the guitar, I don't know what he plays. Everybody minus Eddie deserves happiness, because Eddie was a little bitch. Sorry to say, I didn't like Eddie, but everybody else, I was like, they're cool, I like them a lot. But basically, I don't want to say it's a love story, because it's really not a love story, but they talk about basically, what is it, drug, sex, rock and roll, and how it changed their lives. And at the end, it's like, what are you up to now type of thing. I think it's gonna be a show soon or a movie soon on Hulu, and I'm kind of excited because I figured like if I read this book physically, I would not have finished it because of the formatting. But since I listened to audiobook, that's horrible grammar. Since I listened to the audiobook, I really liked it. So I gave it a 5 stars, and yeah. So that's the Backlist Readathon. I'll just go over the books that I did read, or all the books I was supposed to read. Oh, Haley. Let's not. Okay. Oh, he's falling. Oh, just like his song. Okay, so I'll go over the books that I finished and then that I'm currently reading or that I didn't get to make it to. So Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac, I gave a 2-star. The Last Lecture, I gave a 4-star. Daisy Jones and the Six, I gave a 5-star. I'm still currently reading Dirty Little Secrets. I am still currently reading Dear Animal. Not that much into it. And then Boy Toy, I haven't started. And I think that's all the books that I had for this readathon. But Like and subscribe if you want to. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but it'll make me happy a little bit. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.